You know, in the world of manufacturing, a brand new kind of sight is starting to emerge. It's all thanks to artificial intelligence, and it's totally changing the game for quality control. Making sure the stuff we use every day is actually made right. So today, we're going to dive in and see exactly how it all works. So let's just think about this for a second. What if a factory could spot its own mistakes? And I'm not talking about an hour later, I mean instantly. A tiny microscopic flaw on a production line that's just flying by. Bam, it's caught. That right there is the huge promise of AI in quality control. All right, so to really get why this is such a massive deal, we got to look at how things used to be done. Forever, the number one tool for quality control was just the human eye. But as you're about to see, even the best pair of eyes can only do so much. Okay, and the difference in performance is, well, it's pretty staggering. Look at this. A trained human inspector on a really good day is maybe hitting 80 to 85% accuracy. The AI model trained for that same exact job, we're talking 98 to 99% accuracy. Oh, and by the way, it does that 24/7. It never gets tired, never needs a coffee break.
So you've got to be asking, why is that gap so massive? Well, it really just comes down to plain old human biology. I mean, think about it. After just a couple of hours staring at a production line, you're going to get eye strain, you're going to get tired. And what one person calls a minor flaw, someone else might see differently, right? That subjectivity means the results are all over the place. It's just impossible to stay at your best for a whole shift.
So if our eyes have these built-in limits, the answer isn't better glasses. It's a whole new kind of vision. That's right, we are literally teaching machines how to see. And this whole area of study has a name. It's called computer vision. To put it simply, it's a part of AI where we train computers to understand what they're looking at. They take in digital images from cameras, and then these systems can actually identify things, sort them out, and react to whatever it is they see. But okay, how does a machine actually learn to spot a flaw? Well, the brain behind it all is something called a deep learning model. Now, this diagram here, this is a pretty complex architecture called YOLO, but don't worry about that. The main idea is actually really simple. You feed the system thousands, maybe millions of pictures, some of perfect products, some with flaws, and over time, it just learns. It starts to recognize the patterns that mean defect, kind of like how our brains learned to recognize a face. And here's how it actually works in the real world. A model like YOLO, and that name is brilliant, it stands for You Only Look Once, it doesn't scan the image again and again. Nope, it looks once. It chops the image up into a grid, and in one single shot, it predicts where the defect is and what kind of defect it is. It's that crazy speed and efficiency that lets it keep up with a production line that's just flying. Okay, that's the theory. But how does a factory actually get this stuff up and running? Let's walk through the playbook, from just an idea to a full-blown AI inspection system. It's basically a four-step process. Step 1, you figure out exactly what kinds of defects you need to find. Step 2, and this is crucial, you build a massive library of images and you label everything. You point out every single flaw. That's called annotating. Third, you feed all that data to the AI to train it. And finally, step 4, you plug that smart, trained model right into the production line and let it go to work in real time. And you see this tech popping up everywhere. I mean, in electronics, it's hunting for bad solder joints on circuit boards. For cars, it's finding tiny paint flaws you'd never see with the naked eye. It's used in textiles to catch weaving mistakes, in the pharma industry to make sure packaging is perfect, and even in steel mills to spot surface cracks way before they turn into a huge problem. All right, so the tech is cool, but what about the real-world impact? What kind of results do companies actually get when they put this stuff into practice? Well, the results are pretty wild. First off, efficiency just goes through the roof. We're seeing manufacturers cut their manual quality assurance effort in half, 50%. That means all those skilled inspectors can stop doing the boring, repetitive checks and focus on bigger, more complex problems. And that efficiency, you guessed it, translates right into money. With fewer mistakes, less wasted material, and smoother operations, companies are saving up to $500,000 a year. And that's not for the whole company. That's per production line. Now, this part is what really gets me. You'd think this tech costs a fortune, and it does have a big upfront cost. But check this out. Most companies get a full return on their investment in just 18 months, sometimes even less. That's an incredibly fast payback. And it's because the savings just start stacking up right away. Less waste, fewer angry customers sending stuff back, it all adds up fast. And listen, this isn't just about finding a little scratch on a new phone. We're talking about finding critical, really high-stakes problems. Take infrastructure, for example. An AI can scan images of water pipes and find dangerous cracks or corrosion way before they burst and cause a massive leak. This is about preventing catastrophic failures and real environmental damage. Now, it's really important to get this next part. This technology isn't just about replacing a task, it's about totally redesigning what the quality team even does. It creates this whole new way for people and machines to work together.
I love this quote from Julia Ratner, the CTO of Instrumental AI. It just nails it. She says the QA teams go from being labelers, the people doing the boring, repetitive checks, to being orchestrators. Their job becomes way more strategic. So instead of just saying, that part's bad, they're now looking at all the data from the AI to figure out why that defect is even happening. Then they can go fix the root cause.
And really, that's the big idea here. The point isn't to make human inspectors obsolete, not at all. It's about augmenting their skills. It's about letting the machines handle the boring, tedious stuff so that people are free to do what we do best, solve tricky problems, come up with new ideas, and think critically. The goal here isn't to replace our eyes, it's to give them superpowers.
So there you have it. That's a look at how AI is learning to see and how it's building a future with better products and safer infrastructure for all of us. If you want to keep digging into all the ways AI is changing our world, make sure to subscribe for more explainers just like this one. Thanks for watching.